We're back with another NBA mock draft a quarter of the way through the season. Some teams are looking really good, really impressive, coming along, like the Houston Rockets, like the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then there's some teams that are not, like the Washington Wizards, like the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's jump right into it with the number 1 overall pick. As of today, the very second of this recording, the worst team in the NBA is the Washington Wizards. Now remember, they have Alexander Sarr, the number 2 overall pick. They have Bilal Coulibaly, the number 7 overall pick. They are rebuilding, building around not Jordan Poole, not Kyle Kuzma, not Malcolm Brogdon. They really don't have a lot of players yet. I mean, guys that are going to stick around for the long haul, Bilal, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, and that's probably it. So as usual, best player available right now, number 1 overall pick is Cooper Flagg. That being said, Cooper Flagg better keep impressing at Duke because Ace Bailey is hot on his trail. The dude looks like the second coming of Tracy McGrady. He's like 6'10" with a 40-inch vertical. He's a great defender, incredible athlete, has a nice mid-range jumper. Dare I say he's looking a little Kevin Durant-ish. But for now, Cooper Flagg is still leading the way with the number 1 overall pick. Going to the Washington Wizards would be a great pickup for them. Who's their team from obscurity? Coming up, number 2, like I said, Ace Bailey is the second best player by a slim margin. I would certainly think about taking him number 1 overall, depending on fit. Going to the Philadelphia 76ers is going to be a fun matchup, given great size. What would this lineup look like? Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Paul George, Ace Bailey, Joel Embiid. That's pretty scary. And with Ace Bailey off the board, then we have kind of the pick of the litter. There's a lot of good guys here. Dylan Harper had an incredibly impressive game, 36 points, I think he dropped against Alabama. I need to go watch that game. I see the tape. My concern with Dylan Harper is that his three-point shot is broken. He's not a good athlete. He's built like Zion Williamson with the athleticism of D'Angelo Russell. He is an incredibly impressive player. I love the way that he processes the game. It's at such a high level. He plays like a veteran. He's smooth. He's just a tick undersized. And the three-pointer is broken. And I understand, what is he shooting right now? 27.6% from the three-point line just isn't going to cut it in today's NBA. And it's really unfortunate that a lot of these prospects boil down to either how does their three-point shot look or what are they shooting. But today's NBA, you need to shoot the ball. So I'm going best player available for the Milwaukee. Nope, we're on the Pelicans. Oof, and the Pelicans are in a bad place. Zion Williamson, let's just say that for all intents and purposes, Zion Williamson is no longer on the roster. Brandon Ingram comes and goes. He's probably a trade target right now. CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray, they're really just best player available. Who can make the most impact on the team today? Man, this would be a great spot for a big man, but I don't like Khaman Maluach going in the top 5. I don't like, who's the other center? Derek Queen, Rocco Zikarsky. I'm just not a big fan of the bigs coming out of this draft class. So I think Dylan Harper is okay to go here. On my big board, I have Igor Denim ahead of him as far as just pure grade, but he's a point guard. He's a big 6'9", not great defending point guard. They already have DeJounte Murray, who's a big, not defending point guard. They tried to develop a Dyson Daniels at the point guard position already. I don't like point guard at this spot. I'm going to go Dylan Harper, who can play off ball. He can play on ball. He just has to learn how to shoot the three-pointer. Please, Dylan Harper, put that in your skill set. Dylan Harper going number 3 overall, back-to-back Rutgers players. And here at number 4, best player available. I think Emmanuel Quickley is more of a 2, similar to Tyrese Maxey. I think RJ Barrett, I think Scotty Barnes, they need shooting, they need scoring. This could certainly be a Trey Johnson spot, really high on him. He's just nothing but impressive the way he scores the ball, looking like the second coming of Rip Hamilton. But Igor Demin makes too much sense. My 3rd highest rated player in the draft class. He's just so impressive. Now he is playing against really poor competition at BYU. So that's something to watch out for. We'll see a little bit better of how he plays once that NBA draft comes up. NBA draft combine, playing against other guys, but he's going to go number 4 overall, which means leaves us at number 5, the lowly Utah Jazz. And this is just best player available. They got so many guards already on the roster. I think you get a score here. Lauri Markkanen's going to get traded next season. Colin Sexton is here. Keontae George is here. Taylor Hendricks, brutal injury. Cody Williams, just best player available for me. That's Trey Johnson. You could go Nolan Traore here. I just don't want another ball-dominant, like, kind of scorer. I also haven't seen a lot of his game out of France because it's impossible to watch whatever the French team is out there that he's on. So we're just going to go with Trey Johnson, get them a little off-ball scoring action here at pick number 5. Really good score out of Texas. I think he broke Kevin Durant's scoring record for a freshman debut. The guy can score in bunches. And here at pick number 6, you want to go. So there's 2 thoughts when you're thinking about the Charlotte Hornets. You go best player available, which is a guard yet again. We've had this issue with Scoot Henderson. They went with Brandon Miller. That makes a lot of sense. He fits better. LaMelo Ball needs the ball in his hands. I think the best player available right now is Nolan Traore. I think the best shooter available, though, is Liam McNeely. They don't need a big guy who can't shoot in Asa Newell. They already have that in Tijon Salon. They don't need another ball-dominant point guard. They need shooting. Liam McNeely, I have rated ahead of Concanipple. I know Concanipple's name is hilarious to say, but his mental is not there. He reeks of guys like Sam Merrill, of guys like AJ Green, incredible shooters, horrific defenders, horrific at processing the game, but they can shoot 40%. Liam McNeely's a little more in the Corey Kispert mold, where he's not great at anything other than shooting the ball, but that's all you're going to really need him to do. He's a mediocre, maybe can be a neutral zero defender, and he can catch and shoot and attack closeouts. Maybe Dante DiVincenzo would be his upside. So Liam McNeely going to go a little high here at 6, which brings us to pick 7. And I think this team is looking, they're looking to win now. So this could really be a Concanipple spot. They just need shooting. I would go Will Riley. What's he shooting right now? 18 of 36 from the three-point line. I was really impressed with Will Riley. I have him as my 7th best player in this draft class. I know that the mock draft that we're using has him at 17. Look out for him. He's a 2 guard who can play the 3, can play the 4, 6'8", great size, young as a freshman out in Illinois, and he's playing really good basketball, shooting 50%, 18 of 36 from the three-point line right now. If that three-pointer craters, then you got to start looking at a different direction if you're the Spurs, because you just need shooting, you need scoring. Concanipple can certainly be that dude. Like I said, I'm looking to see Concanipple go at pick 12. Mental side of the game just simply isn't there right now. Will Riley is going to go number 7 overall. Freak athlete, can shoot the ball, is nothing but impressive, can play a little bit of defense. A two-way 3-and-D guard at pick 7 is exactly what the Spurs are looking for to pair up alongside Stephen Castle and Victor Wembanyama. At pick 8, the Blazers, just a dumpster fire still. Get the best player available. You may see VJ Edgecombe. I've talked about him before. His tape is really bad. I see the athletics. I see the potential that you're trying to go with when you have VJ Edgecombe as a top 5 player in the class. The mental side really isn't there. I think he's about 2 years behind the college level, and then the NBA level is like triple the speed of the college level. I think the mental just needs to come along. He can't shoot the ball to save his life. He's got one of those really bad Mikal Bridges, Nikola Jokic, the ball goes over his head jump shots. He's not a great passer. He's a mediocre defender. Off-ball defense is where he shines. He's really good at weak side blocks. Other than being able to jump high, I just don't love VJ Edgecombe as a prospect. I think he's going to stick around in Baylor for a second season. I don't think he's coming out of this year's draft class, let alone being a top 5 prospect. So with that, who do you take? Who do you take? It doesn't matter. You go best player available. They got too many bigs in DeAndre Ayton and Robert Williams and Donovan McClingan. They got too many smalls and Anthony Simons and Scoot Henderson and who am I forgetting? Delano Banton, Shaden Sharp. They got too many wings and Jabari Walker, Tumani Kamara, Ryan Rupert, Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant. They got too many mediocre to bad players on this team that nobody's really developing. So, who would be the best player available? Give me Nolan Traore. I know Scoot Henderson's a ball-dominant guard. Scoot has been absolutely horrific. I would much rather see Scoot play the backup point guard role. Anthony Simons slide to the 2. Maybe trade Anthony Simons away. You know what? I'm talking myself out of it. Give me the best forward available, highest upside, Asa Newell out of Georgia. Let's just swing for the fences here. See if you can get a freak athlete that can learn how to shoot the ball. Just a classic big 6'11", can play the 4, can play the 5, can play the 3. Just needs to learn how to shoot the ball. In Georgia, he does nothing but rim run at the 4, which is a little disgusting, but these guys always go top 10 because of the potential upside. You've seen Giannis do it before. Can you get Giannis 2.0 and Asa Newell? Hopefully at pick 8, that's the right move. Again, we got about 30 games of college basketball to watch to see how these guys grow and develop their games. And here at pick number 9, the Detroit Pistons just need shooters. Concanipple is the easy pickup here. Like I said, I don't love the way he processes the game, but when you shoot 40+% from the 3-point line, you are going to start. Look at AJ Green for the Bucks. He cannot play defense, but he's so good at 3-point shooting that he tilts the balances in NBA games night in, night out. Pick number 10 to the Chicago Bulls, best player available. Nolan Traore has been sitting way too long here. They're going to say they found themselves a gem out of France. Now, please, can somebody put up some game tape for me so that I could see Nolan Traore actually play instead of just reading what other NBA draft content creators are saying about him? I need to see this man play. Going at pick number 11 is the Sacramento Kings, and I think this is a potential Khaman Maluach spot. Maluach, how do you say his damn name? Now, he's your classic big man, 7'2", doesn't really know how to play the game well, but can rim run like the best of them. I think Domantas Sabonis needs a backup. Alex Len fills that role valiantly. The other option you can go is Boogie Flan here, get a backup point guard. They already shipped away Davion Mitchell and said that's not a position of importance for us. We don't want players to hold the ball. We have De'Aaron Fox, primary ball handler. You have DeMar DeRozan, secondary ball handler. You have Malik Monk, six-man ball handler off the bench. You have Kevin Huerter, shooter. Keegan Murray, shooter. Keon Ellis, 3-and-D. They don't want ball-dominant guards. They want shooters, and they need a backup big man because Alex Len needs to get out of the NBA. So I'm going to take Khaman Maluach here to back up Domantas Sabonis. I know it's a little bit weird. I think Keegan Murray is going to be great for them, and there's just not a lot of elite two-way talent here. So if one of these guys, if Colin Murray Boyles steps up, Ben Seraph steps up, Hugo Gonzalez, Noah Essengue shows that they're an elite 3-and-D prospect, that would be the move to make here for the Kings, but I'm going to go backup center for them. Khaman Maluach out of Duke. At number 12, once again, best player available. This will be a Boogie Flan spot for me. I was really impressed with his tape out of Arkansas. Just love that he shoots 40% from the three-point line. I love his defensive intensity. I don't love the way he positions himself on defense, but he's a really impressive prospect and shooting 40% from the three-point line and running the entire Arkansas offense. I love that. Shades of Herb Jones running the entire Alabama offense. That being said, you got Keontae Johnson, Keontae George, you got Isaiah Collier, you got Bryce Sensabaugh, you got Johnny Juzang. Who am I missing? Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. You don't need ball-dominant guards anymore. You need to swing for the fences, and this is going to be a Noah Essengue spot. Now, you can basically call this a placeholder. Whoever's about 6'8" to 6'10", freak athlete, learning how to play the game, shoot the ball well, Usman Jang, Nikola Jovic, whoever kind of fits that mold as we get more tape and more film on these guys, that's who they're going to be taking at number 12 overall. So think of Noah Essengue as a placeholder here out of France. Another guy who I'm not able to find any tape on. Really frustrating. And here we are at pick. Really, the Mavericks are 13th. I love that the team needs says severe here at the center position, even though they have two elite starting caliber centers backing each other up, playing incredible basketball. They need like a 3 or a 4 to replace Maxi Kleber. If one of these guys steps up, that's fine. But I'm going to go with Boogie Flan here. I think he's lasted way too long. I think Boogie Flan is a top 10 prospect in this year's draft class. I'm nothing but impressed with the way he's played the game. His defensive, how do you say this? He's incredible at poking the ball away. He's incredible at being handsy. But his positioning is weird because the Arkansas coach lets him basically play sort of a free safety role. So he's not really in position anywhere, but he's always trying to disrupt plays. So Boogie Flan, going to go at pick 13 here. Run the second unit with Jaden Hardy. Going to be great scoring. Going to be fun. They could use a forward. I understand that. I just don't like any of these other forwards as his games yet. And here at pick 14 with the final pick of the lottery, give me Hugo Gonzalez. Potential 3-and-D type of player. Shoots the ball pretty well. Decent passer. Good cutter. Shades of Evan Fournier. Don't Google Fournier. I think Hugo Gonzalez, depending on what his tape shows out of Spain, could be a top 10 pick as well. So this is going to be your lottery predictions. Cooper Flagg, no surprise, going number 1. Ace Bailey, no surprise, going number 2. Dylan Harper, trying to make that jump up to number 2, but he's going to fall to 3. Igor Demon 4, and then this is where it gets a little fun. Trey Johnson 5. Liam McNeely might be the surprise player, but he's my best 3-no-D player in the draft process right now. Will Riley jumping up leaderboards. I think you're going to see him rise a lot. Asa Newell, freak upside athlete, Conca shooter. Nolan Traore falling a little bit just because we haven't seen his tape. There's reports that he struggled a little bit out there in France. Khaman Maluach, best big man going to back up Domantas Sabonis. Noah Essengue, freak big man athlete, high upside. Boogie Flan, great ball dominant scoring guard. And then Hugo Gonzalez, 3-and-D. That's going to be the mock draft. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you agreed with, what you disagreed with, and I'll catch you in the next one.